folks, just a little update on the foxbody ecoboost swap. I did finally get the temperature gauge working. Okay, as you can see, I got my temperature gauge working, and I don't know how to read this because my digital one that I have for my OBD2 port is saying 178, but this is showing, I don't know if that goes up by 20 degrees. I'm not too certain. I have to look into it. But as you can see, it's right above the first line after the 130. And the way I got everything to work, I'm not too sure, but these are the things I did, so you could try them to see if it worked for you or not. I'm gonna let you know. I'm probably gonna cut the car off so I can explain stuff better so you won't hear me over this rumbling. So anyways, so what I did was I added a ground wire to the existing ECU. I'm not too sure if this one did it, but I'm gonna tell you what I did. I ran a ground wire from that and grounded it right here into the car, one of the existing that's down here. But I think what the issue might have been why I had all those codes and my electrical gauge wasn't working was when you took off the cluster, you know, it has those like metal pins. Some of those pins were kind of flat back, so they kind of, I don't know if they're making good contact or not. So I got me a little pick and I pushed it back. If you know what I'm talking about, in the back of the gauge, how kind of like the old first gen Mustang, like I changed my 69 gauge cluster, but anyway, the older Mustang had like a, I guess you call it like a digital, I wouldn't say digital, but had like metal stripes on the back, and it was like attached to plastic. And you know, over the years you pull in the cluster plug out and in, those things kind of wear off, so sometimes they kind of bent back, and I think that's what was making it have like that ground issue. Because once I did all that stuff I did and I cleared the codes disappeared and everything is good now on the car. I don't have all those codes, high input oxygen sensor, high input air intake sensor, and a high input engine coolant temperature sensor. As you can see, my coolant temperature sensor works now. It's right there. Like I said, I don't know how much degrees it is, each line is. I have to look out and see what it is. But yeah, that's what I had to do to make the oxygen temperature gauge work. And you see this leak? I think my overflow tank, this one's cracked, because I was trying to make sure my fan works, but I just saw water leaking out from on the side right here. It's like water is leaking out, as you can see. So I think there's a crack. I just saw a crack. I think there's a crack right up here, because I just saw a bubble not too earlier outside. So this thing has a crack, and you know this is a pressurized system, so if any crack in it, it's not going to work properly. So I'm probably going to have to get a new one of those. And I don't know if I could make my hood lamp work, because it was kind of touching this. I might try to see if I can find a way to make it work. I'll see, but I got damn near everything working now. Only thing left, oh yeah, I gotta finish making the bracket for this. As you can see, I made my own custom bracket to hold that side of the radiator. Now I just gotta do this side. But the only thing left for me to do now, other than get an alignment, is to make my gauge cluster, well, I said gauge cluster, shifter, align with that white line. Can you see how park is right here, but the line's way over there? So I just gotta align this. Shout out to I-95. He sent me a shifter kit linkage that I can make basically a custom linkage. So I might try to use that. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna go about it. But hey, if you got any questions, let me know. And that's basically it on this swap. It's not hard, it's just tedious on some of the little stupid stuff. But if you got any questions, let me know. More to come. Peace.